The US agent is the superhero alias for John Walker, who at one point wore the mantle of Captain America. I believe he's the 4th or 5th person to become Captain America in Marvel Comics. Now, originally John Walker appeared as a character known as the Super Patriot, sort of a more patriotic version of Captain America. Like his older brother, John wanted to serve his country and whatnot, so he enlisted and joined the army. But after he came back, he still felt like he wasn't doing enough, and that's when he volunteered for the Power Brokers Super Soldier program. And once he became physically enhanced, he donned the name Super Patriot. Throughout his time as Super Patriot, Walker was always at odds with Steve Rogers, simply because he felt like he could do a better job as Captain America, given that he was the more patriotic one. And conveniently, it was around the time that Walker made his appearance in the comics that Steve Rogers had stepped down as Captain America. Now, for context, when Steve initially became Captain America, he was acting on behalf of the United States government, and when he disappeared and came back as an Avenger, he was technically never discharged from the army. So in short, he still worked for them. So what happened was they demanded that he resume his duty as a serviceman. But Steve didn't want to go back to taking orders from the government, so they left him no choice but to resign as Captain America. So he surrendered the uniform along with the shield, since they were the government's property. So with Steve Rogers resigning as Captain America, this is when John Walker stepped in and took the Captain America mantle along with his partner Lamar Hoskins as Battlestar. During Walker's time as Captain America, the public's reception to him wasn't very good, because though he was saving people and fulfilling his duties, he was causing too much collateral damage. There were tons of complaints from the public and even lawsuits. So this is when the commission decided that they needed to get rid of Walker somehow, and they decided to offer the Captain America mantle back to Steve Rogers. Now, before you guys get confused, this right here is Steve Rogers in the black costume, and that's John Walker in the Captain America costume. For context, after Steve resigned as Captain America, he still wanted to serve his country as a hero, so he was given a black version of the Captain America costume, and he called himself the Captain. He even got Black Panther to make him a new vibranium shield to match the costume. So with that being said, Steve turned down the commission's offer to take back the Captain America mantle because he felt like he was doing so much more as the captain. However, John Walker insisted that Steve Rogers take back the mantle because though the shield and the uniform belonged to the government, Steve made the name and the reputation of Captain America, and everyone would just expect Walker to live up to that standard, which he knew he couldn't do. So this is when Steve decided to suit up again as Captain America. So Steve becomes Captain America once again, and they have their little ceremony for the public to have Walker officially hand the mantle back to Steve. But during the ceremony, John Walker was mysteriously assassinated and presumed dead. Now, sometime after the assassination is when Walker reappeared wearing Steve's black costume, along with the matching shield. It turns out that they faked his death and gave him a whole new identity. John Walker was dead to the public, while his new persona, Jack Daniels, emerged as the US agent. Even as the US agent, he was still working for the US government and taking orders from them, so there were times where he had to choose between following orders or doing what he thought was right. And this conflict gave him some much needed character development, and over time, he proved himself worthy to work alongside the Avengers. Now, when it comes to abilities, the US agent is your run-of-the-mill super soldier. Strength, speed, stamina, endurance, etc. When he first appeared as the Super Patriot, he fought Steve Rogers one-on-one, and even Steve claimed that Walker was just as skilled as he was. In fact, after he took the Captain America mantle, they had Taskmaster train Walker using his photographic reflexes, and he basically taught him Steve Rogers' fighting styles, even down to the way he uses the shield in combat. So they've already done Walker's transition from Captain America to the US agent in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I kinda wish they would have taken their time with that. I mean, most of his character development takes place after he becomes the US agent in the comics, but I still think they should have made his Captain America arc last a little bit longer, but that's just my opinion. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.